Check out our students' response to a tough MMI question. The original question is in the captions.
Hi, good afternoon. Please come in and take a seat and begin.
Hi, thank you. It's nice to meet you. My name is Varan. What was your name?
I'm sorry?
What was your name?
My name is Susan. Thank you for asking. Please
Susan,
proceed.
thank you. Nice to meet you. So, I was asked to discuss my greatest limitation and how I'm working to overcoming this. I would say that my greatest limitation is perhaps that I'm overly self-critical, and that leads me to overdo some things in terms of how I go about my work. I have a habit, for example, of over-checking my work, or if I tend to make a mistake, I tend to really harp on that for quite a bit of time. I think just a couple of examples might be that when I'm at work, I'll be entering data and I'll check it over and over again to make sure that I've done it correctly. And another more broad example kind of goes back to my time as a resident assistant when I was in college. I had some trouble really showing my residents at first that my goal was to be their friend and mentor throughout the year as opposed to this overarching authoritarian figure. And I think at first I really was disappointed in my performance, and I spent a little bit of time just kind of brooding in how I was upset about that. So as far as overcoming this limitation, one, I remind myself that it is normal to make mistakes, and two, simply that no one's perfect. For example, with the issue that I described to you at work, in that context, I'll double check my work, but then I remind myself that, I don't need to overdo it, that double checking is enough, that I don't need to constantly thinking about it after I've completed the task. Thinking back to my time as an RA, I think those same principles applied of just reminding myself that there's always a learning curve, there's always room to grow, and that, I don't know everything. So that being said, I kind of took a few days to just kind of breathe and went back into that position, trying to do all I can, whether that was, I just went about it with a more of a level-headed approach and made myself available to my residents as much as possible, realizing that I will make mistakes and I might have some difficulty in the position with sometimes, but that's okay. It's okay. As I mentioned, it's okay to make mistakes. I think this has a lot of relevance, I think, going ahead into medical school and beyond. Of course, doctors are going to make mistakes. As a medical student, you might not get every question right. You might have difficulty understanding certain concepts. You might make mistakes on your rotations. The possibilities are actually endless. So I think in that context, it's going to be also really important to remind myself, again, that I'm human and that there's a learning curve, and that, again, not doctors also don't know everything. So I think that'll definitely help me persevere, especially during some of the more difficult times in medical school. So yeah, as I mentioned, being overly self-critical, but I'm working to overcome this just by taking a more level-headed approach and not harping on mistakes more than necessary, viewing them more as learning opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.